Unite or Die: How 13 States Became a Nation.
How exciting!
On September 3rd, 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, officially ending the American Revolution. 13 colonies had won their independence from England. A new country was born.
Now we can govern ourselves.
Hooray! Freedom!
Are we ready?
George Washington, the commander of the Continental Army, said goodbye to his troops and went back to his home, Mount Vernon, in Virginia. The new country was called the United States of America, but it was not united. Each state had its own leaders and its own government. The states were like 13 separate countries.
Shouldn't someone be in charge?
We just got rid of King George. We don't want anyone telling us what to do. We're on our own now.
I'll make my own decisions, thank you very much.
I know what's best for me.
Who am I? A Virginian or an American?
Independence. That's what we fought for.
I love being my own boss.
The country operated under a document called the Articles of Confederation. This political system gave the national government very little power. Each state took care of its own business without interference or help from anyone. But being 13 independent states had its drawbacks. Without a strong national government, it wasn't easy for the states to trade with one another or with foreign countries.
When I go to Rhode Island, they won't take my money. Of course not. Your money is worthless here. Then how can we do business with each other?
Speaking of business, I want to sell goods to Europe.
Me too. So do I.
Don't we need a treaty to trade?
Who can negotiate for all of us?
There was no one to settle disagreements over borders and trade. There was no one to provide help if a state was in trouble.
How can we decide once and for all who owns what? New Hampshire is trying to claim land that belongs to me. Not true. That land belongs to me.
You think you have problems? I have a rebellion on my hands. A man named Daniel Shays and his angry mob of farmers are threatening me. Can the government help?
Sorry, you'll have to take care of Daniel Shays yourself.
Whose ships have the right to sail on the Potomac River? Yours or mine?
Maybe it's time we sat down to talk about things.
In September 1786, delegates from Pennsylvania, Delaware, Virginia, New Jersey, and New York gathered in Annapolis, Maryland. They discussed the problems among the states and identified what had to be done.
We're like a monster with 13 heads. I wouldn't go that far. We're more like a blind octopus with 13 arms.
The Articles of Confederation make the national government helpless and hopeless. We need a government that works.
But we only have 5 states represented here. What can we do?
We can call another convention. We can ask everyone to come and help revise the Articles of Confederation.
That's an excellent idea. Let's meet in Philadelphia, in the same hall where the Declaration of Independence was signed.
The convention began on May 25, 1787. 12 states sent delegates.
But not me. I don't want anything to do with this suspicious nonsense.
There were 55 delegates in all, including some of the most brilliant minds in the country. James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, Roger Sherman, George Mason, George Washington, and Benjamin Franklin. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams were in Europe, however, serving as ambassadors.